My name is Ademola Agunoye, and today I want to talk about a challenge that doesn't just affect individuals, but the entire Air Force, and it's fitness assessment failures. Did you know that more than 30% of military personnel struggle to meet fitness standards due to inconsistent training habits? This is not just a personal issue. It's an Air Force wide concern that impacts readiness, morale, and operational effectiveness. Our mission requires us to be physically and mentally prepared for any challenges. However, when members fail their PFA, it puts an extra burden on each and every squadron. It affects deployability and slows down other operations. So, what's the solution? We have to incorporate mandatory PT sessions for anybody who fails the PFA until they meet Air Force fitness standards. I understand that mandatory PT may sound strict, but it is necessary. As an airman, I've seen how inconsistent training leads to lower fitness scores and reduced morale. This is not just about punishment, though. It's about ensuring that every airman meets the standard. Now, let's go over the impact of failures on the Air Force, how structured mandatory PT improves fitness and readiness, and success stories from other military branches that have implemented similar programs. When an airman fails a fitness test, the consequences go far beyond their personal career. It directly affects the mission readiness. First, it limits deployability. According to the Air Force Instruction 36 2905, airmen who fail the PFA are placed on limited duty and cannot deploy until they pass. This means that fewer mission ready personnel and increased pressure on those who maintain their fitness assessments. Second, PFA failures create administrative burdens. Leaders and fitness program managers spend valuable time processing paperwork, planning remedial fitness programs, and tracking progress. These tasks divert attention from mission critical duties, impacting the squadron's efficiency. Finally, fitness failures affect more morale and lead to team cohesion. Those who maintain their fitness standards may feel frustrated and resentment towards those who they see struggling. This weakens unit cohesion and can lower the overall motivation. When people are held accountable to the same fitness standards, we create an environment of discipline, fairness, and a shared responsibility. This is why mandatory PT for failures is necessary. It ensures that no one falls behind and that every airman contributes fully to the mission. We often hear that consistency is the key to success, and the fitness is no different. Research confirms that structured, supervised PT programs significantly improve fitness pass rates. When airmen train consistently under guidance, they develop the strength and endurance they need to pass the PFA. Mandatory PT would work by ensuring consistency. Many airmen fail because they lack a structured training. A mandatory program guarantees that those struggling receive the training they need on a regular basis. Providing accountability and support. Group training builds motivation. When airmen train together, they push each other to improve. Instead of falling alone, they succeed as a team. Fitness instructors and leadership can also monitor progress by making adjustments to improve results, creating a culture of fitness. The Air Force promotes fitness as a core value, but we must reinforce it daily. Mandatory PT sends a clear message. Fitness is not optional. It is essential for every airman. Structured PT is not a punishment. It's a proven method to help airmen improve and reach their full potential. Mandatory PT programs have already been successful in other military branches, and if it works for them, it can also work for us. The U.S. Army has a remedial PT program that requires soldiers who fail their fitness test to participate in structured training sessions. This approach has led to a 70% improvement in the last 6 months. Similarly, the Navy's fitness enhancement program has clearly reduced a repeat in failures by requiring structured PT sessions for sailors who do not meet the fitness standards. By implementing a similar system in our squadron, we can replicate this success. A structured mandatory PT program will not only help struggling airmen pass their PFA, but also create a stronger, more capable squadron overall. To sum it up, mandatory PT for PFA failures is not just about improving individual fitness, but it is about improving the strength of our entire squadron. PFA failures weaken mission readiness, create administrative burdens, and they lower morale. Mandatory PT ensures consistency, accountability, and long-term fitness improvement. Other military branches have been successful in implementing similar programs, and we can do the same. We're only as strong as our weakest link. By making structured PT sessions mandatory for those who fail their PFA, we reinforce our commitment to excellence. We improve our squadron's readiness, and we support every airman that's failing to meet the standard. Let's not wait until failure becomes a crisis. Let's act on it right now. Thank you. My citations are the United States Department of Defense Annual Fitness Report, Air Force Instruction 362905, Fitness Program Standards, the effects of structured PT on military performance, Journal of Military Health and Fitness, Department of the Army Physical Fitness Remedial Training Programs, Effectiveness and Implementation, and Naval Research Center, Navy Fitness Enhancement Programs, Analysis of Performance and Improvement Rates. Thank you very much for listening to my speech.